Hi, everybody. So today I'm going to be talking to you on why religion should be taught in schools. So, coming from the aspect of the fact that I went to a public school with no religion classes to going to Judson University, that is obviously a Christian school where we have Christian classes and we have chapel, I've definitely switched my viewpoint on why religion should be taught in schools, and I think you should too. So, according to the Council of American Private Education, 25% of pre-K through 12 schools are actually private schools, in which all of those private schools, according to the Pew Research Center, 77 of those private schools in America are religious. So, out of that pre-K to senior year age range, there is a lot of religious schools here in America, whether it's Christian, Catholic, or any other kind of religion, there is those types of education in the US. But at the same time, there is also public schools that do not get the same religious education as these private schools. So normally with these private schools, parents enroll their children into these private schools where their faith and the type of faith that they were raised on are being taught to their children. So yeah, that's completely fine. That's normal. But in the public education, normally from what I experienced, they touch on it briefly in a couple history classes, but not really that much. So honestly, since I grew up without that religious background, the only religious background I have is going to VBS a couple summers here and there as a kid. So I think that what they should do is give children in the public school system a intro to religion, honestly, kind of like how we have an intro to Christian Bible at Judson University. I feel like there should be a religion class that is taught at high schools or in other schools as well, especially in high school as children know more about the world. But honestly, I feel that children need to know about religion and what goes on in each religion. So then when they travel or they meet new people when they go off to college, they aren't culture shocked. So, for example, there are some religions where um, they have different morals and different values. And if you want to meet people and make a good first impression, sometimes you need to not do what you did, but do what they do in order to be respectful because you don't want them to think that you're disrespectful in any sort of way. I also think that these classes can give them a good eye to see if they are religious or not. Especially with me going to college at Judson, it has definitely helped me find my faith in God, and I've definitely been able to read the Bible and actually understand what I'm reading instead of just looking at a Bible and not really thinking anything of it because I didn't have any education behind it. One of my parents was religious, didn't have a religious upbringing with education, but my mom was religious and my dad was not. So my parents decided that I would get to choose when I was 18. So now I'm here and I'm learning about God and actually getting that education that I wish I had growing up. Some opposing reasons on why people think that they should not teach religion in schools, especially public schools, are some parents don't agree with the morals or values that could be taught in a religion from that class. I mean, personally, people in my town claim that they're religious, but they don't follow the same morals and values. And when teachers do bring religion up, a lot of parents do get mad just because they're not teaching the values that they want their children to have. So that is why a lot of parents kind of steer away from having their children go to private schools, especially the ones that are religious. Another reason why people don't want to have their children have a religious education is simply the price of private schools. So, private schools charge basically college prices in order for you to go to their school and learn about religion and other higher level classes. So, why not bring those classes to the public school so then everybody can afford it and learn about God or any other type of Lord that they want to learn about. And then lastly, which is a huge reason in my town as well, is that teachers sometimes can push their religious or political opinions on their children that they are teaching. Um, in this case, definitely religious. Some parents don't agree with other people and how they think things should be done. So, because everybody's different, everybody has a different viewpoint on everything. So, since they're so protective of their children, they don't want their teachers to teach them things that they don't want to know and force their opinion. Because if someone's not religious and their kid is taking a religious class, they don't want the teacher to say, "Oh, you need to be this in order to pass my class," because that's not right. So, honestly, with parents, they kind of steer away from that as well, just because they don't want their teachers to teach their children things that they don't want them to teach. But finally, I think religion should be taught in school just to keep children well knowledged in the different areas of the world so then they don't do something bad and someone think that they're disrespectful or a horrible person. So just keeping that in mind, and I feel like everybody should find their faith, and if not, that's totally okay. But yeah, I feel like everybody should have a religious education sooner or later. So yeah, that's my speech.